What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started today, I gotta say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm gonna be bringing y'all a very special build and video today. Now this one's going to be called the Glass Cleaning Inside Finisher. Now we're going to be making it out of the height of 6'8". As for animations, we're going to be able to get all of the elite contact dunks as well as pro dribble moves. Now as far as for this build on the defensive end, I'm telling y'all this build is nasty. I'm going to go ahead and personally call this the interior bully build. And you can also guard any position on the perimeter and the post. Now as far as for my favorite thing about today's build, it's definitely going to be that we can get a 100 plus driving dunk, and the defense on this build really allows us to be versatile in any game mode that you take it to. Now for the comparisons, this build reminds me of LeBron James and also Lamar Odom, a little bit of Zion Williamson. And as for the attributes that can reach a 100 plus, potentially the stamina and strength, offensive and defensive rebound, block, perimeter defense, and driving dunk. Now I'm telling y'all, this is a really nice build that I'm bringing to y'all today. So before we get any further into today's video, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So to get started, let's go ahead and put it under the small forward position. As for the height, put this one tick up to 6'8", and for this weight, go ahead and move it to 238. Now let me know down below, are y'all enjoying the daily videos and uploads that I've been bringing y'all? I definitely promise to go ahead and make sure that I continue so. From here, we're all set to move forward with the breakdown of the build, and the first area that I do want to start with is going to be the physicals. So as for the stamina, I'm going to go ahead and put this up to a 93. As for the vertical, put this up to an 85. Moving on to the strength, I like this all the way maxed out to a 92. And then as for the acceleration, I'm going to go with the 71. And as for the speed, put this to the same exact thing. Now, I think these numbers are pretty balanced, especially when you do take into consideration the +4 from the Gatorade workouts. Now, in my opinion, I think moving forward, this really sets the build up nice, especially when it comes to getting animation and badge requirements. So as for the defensive rebound, go ahead and put this up to an 85. Now, the offensive is going to be the same exact thing. And moving on to the block, I'm going to go up to a 94. Now, these numbers on the defensive end will allow us to get chased down artists on Hall of Fame. As for the steal, this is optional, but I'm going to go with the 45. Moving on to the perimeter defense, I'm going to go with an 85. And then to wrap everything up for the interior, go ahead and put this to a 77. Now, as you can see with these numbers, a lot of badges and changes were made. So as for the rebounding, I like Box Out Beast, and we're also able to get Rebound Chaser with Pogo Stick. Now as for these few, Chase Down Artists on Hall of Fame with Anchor. And when it comes to the perimeter defense, I really think that this is going to allow us to not only be a pest all around, but guard any position 1 through 5 paired up with the 77 interior defense. We get Gold Anchor and still get Post Lockdown, but then there's Silver Clamps, Ankle Braces, Challenger, pretty much every single badge that you need, and especially 94 feet with Off-Ball Pass. Now we're all set to move forward with the breakdown of this build, so let's get started with the playmaking. So as for the pass accuracy, I'm going to put this up to a 70. Moving on to the ball handle, I'm going to go with the 70 as well, and that will allow us to get a lot of dribble animations unlocked. Now for the speed with ball, I'm going to leave it at a 40. And as you can see, we get badges like Unpluckable, and then Anchor, as well as Handles for Days. Physical handles is definitely another key badge this year. But I think for the offensive end, comparing to what we can do on the defense, it's really going to make up as we go throughout the build making. So as for the shooting today, go ahead and put that mid-range shot up to a 60. As for the three-pointer, I decided to go ahead and put this up to a 75. And then as for the free throw, make sure you go with a 71. Now as for the shooting badges, the ones that I like are going to be Deadeye with Catch and Shoot, We also were able to get Green Machine and Space Creator, Spot Finder, and then look, we're also able to get Open Looks with Guard Up. Now for the mid-range game, I'm telling y'all, if you do master a jump shot with boost and your takeover being activated as the shooting, I really think that this build can be a huge problem for the defensive end. Now let's get started. As for the finishing, all you need to do is make sure you go with a dropping dunk of a 96. That right there will max us out, and as you can see for the badges beforehand, Fearless Finisher with Spot Finder, we also get Pro Touch Giant Slayer, Whistle, and as for this area, look, we're going to be able to get Slithery and Hall of Fame, Acrobat, Aerial Wizard, Slithery, Pro Touch, and then Scooper. Now I'm telling y'all, Float Game is going to be another badge that I like, Spin Cycle, and the same exact thing can be said with Two Step. Now comparing the defense to the offense, I think this build is a lot better on the offensive end. We get Gold Posterizer, Hall of Fame Slithery with Gold Precision Dunker, pretty much everything that you need, especially with Bunny on Hall of Fame. Now my favorite thing, like I mentioned to y'all, is going to be the finishing side of things. So let's go ahead and move forward with this build to make sure that we made it correctly. And if you followed every single step of the way, we should be getting these three comparisons. And now as y'all can see together, we have created the first and best glass cleaning inside finisher, and you can even consider this to be a catfish build because we're going to be able to shoot out of a build that obviously is not stating it. So look, for those of y'all who made it this far, thank you for the support. Once you max this build out to 99, here is what you can expect. And as for the gameplay, I really hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Thank you God more so than anything. And before we get out of here, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. Now this last thing is most important. Comment down TG for thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with the response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.